Before you become somebody's wife, before you become somebody's mother, there is a conversation that every woman needs to have with herself. And that is the conversation I want us to have now. So, welcome to Finding You with Sandra. You will agree with me that growing up in an African home, we were not really taught practically on what to expect in marriage. Like nobody literally sat us down and told us, this is how you do marriage, this is what to expect, this is it, this is that. For you to have a healthy home, you have to do this, you have to do that. I mean, most of the things we got to know about marriage is the one we see our parents, live. Or maybe sometimes the way our parents correct us are basically our mom. For instance, you might be cooking in the kitchen and then your mom comes up to you and see the way you're pounding. Maybe you're raising the pistol too high. And then she tries to correct you. Don't pound it like that. Do it like this. You know you're going to become somebody's wife tomorrow. Or maybe most times what we get is a reminder. Anytime we are doing something wrongly in the house, our mom comes up to us and tell us, do it like this, do it like this, don't talk like this. You know you're going to get married tomorrow. You're going to become somebody's wife. Is this how you're that's basically the knowledge you got growing up, which I can't call knowledge. That's just a constant reminder in passing of what marriage, of what we are expected to do in marriage, or of how we are expected to do things in marriage. But nobody taught us the other side of marriage. And so, having been married for a few years, I sat down to myself and I thought, these are really conversations that a lady should have with herself before becoming somebody's wife or somebody's mother. And so I thought to share this conversation here for our single sisters to learn so that they will not have a lot of struggles in their early years of marriage. And these conversations are, you have to sit down, deliberately sit down and ask yourself, who am I? Do I really love marriage? Do I want to get married? Or am I going to be doing this because of societal pressure, or to make my parents happy, or to, get someone who will be footing my bills and all of that? Do I really want to get married? Do I love the idea of being married and staying married? Because they are two different things. Being married and staying married. Being married is having that beautiful wedding, the fantasy of having your ideal of, desired wedding. And then staying married is the one that involves work. Because marriage is work. So you need to sit down and have that conversation with yourself. Who am I? Do I really love children? Or I just love the idea of seeing beautiful kids? Do I really love kids? Can I be able to put up with the mess that children create around the house? Can I be able to give up some things for the sake of my children? You need to have these conversations with yourself. Can I be ready? Am I willing to be accountable to another person? Because marriage is going to introduce another person who is going to have expectations of you. Because your lives are now connected to each other. So you can no longer do things and expecting no one to ask you anything about it. For instance, as a single person, someone can just call you up and then come out for a drink. The next thing you just look for a beautiful clothes and off you go. But in marriage, you're going to be accountable to somebody. You cannot just off you go. You have to tell someone your whereabouts, not because you want them to control, but because it is necessary, is respected. Because if anything happens, you are the first person that will be asked of their whereabouts. Are you willing to be accountable? Then you move from there to asking yourself, am I ready to communicate better? It's not the one that when issues come up, you're running off. Maybe when you are in the dating stage and you have heated argument, the next thing you say, please, that is how I am, and then off you go. In marriage, you're going to be able to communicate your feelings till your partner understands where you're coming from. You can't sulk around the marriage. You're going to be slowing your marriage down. You're going to be causing unnecessary friction. You have to be ready to communicate your feelings, not sulking. You have to be able to talk, communicate your feeling. So you have to sit down and ask yourself, Am I willing? Am I ready to communicate better? Or will I, become dismisser or dismissive? Because it doesn't work like that in marriage. And then you move from there to asking yourself, am I ready to make compromises here and there? Sometimes when we talk about compromise, some people think compromise is about giving up your values and everything, and losing yourself in the process. No, that's not what compromise is. Compromise is knowing that you are two in this now. And so sometimes love requires us to give up, our opinion on something for the other person to be okay. So am I ready to compromise, to make compromises? Am I ready to share space with somebody for a long time without being bored, without being tired, without being unnecessarily, irritated? What's the right word for it? Irritated. That's it. I know some of us, we love our space. We love things to be the way we have kept them. In fact, sometimes we don't even want anybody in our, just want to do our thing by ourselves. But somebody else is going to be doing life with you. And you're going to be in the same space for as long as. So you have to have that conversation with yourself. Am I now ready to go out every day and come home to meet someone? And then children are still on the way. Am I ready for this chaotic life? Permit me to use that word. So you need to have these conversations with yourself. Am I ready to stick with one person? If you're the person that easily gets bored, you can't get bored. You're doing life with somebody now. If you get bored with your partner, you can only, hang out with your friends and all of that, but you're still going to come back eventually to that person at home. It's not the one you wake up tomorrow and say, I'm done. I need to try something different. It doesn't work like that in marriage. So you need to have this conversation with yourself. Am I ready to stick with one person for the rest of my life? Am I ready for this? Can I do it? You need to ask yourself and answer it. And also, you need to have this conversation with yourself. Am I ready for motherhood? Am I ready to make sacrifices? A lot of sacrifices is involved in being a mom. Am I ready to give up? Because at a certain stage of your life, believe me, some things about you will have to take the back seat. For instance, your career. There is going to be a phase of your life in marriage where your career, your personal comfort, your social life will have to take the back seat because you're going to be raising human beings that are going to be totally dependent on you. Am I ready to even be a role model? Now, these children you're going to be bringing into this world, remember, they did not beg to be born. You brought them into this world, and you need to be a good role model. You're going to be a role model to them because they're going to be living just exactly how you're living. The life you present for them, the life they see you live is going to be how they're going to live theirs, more than even what you say to them. So are you ready to be a role model, to give up some things just to make sure that your children are not going to go astray? You're going to have these conversations with yourself. Very important. Then you move from there asking yourself again, am I ready to share my finance? Because this is the area most of us might struggle. As an African woman, we already grew up with this mindset that his money is our money, and my money is my money. It doesn't work like that in marriage. Sometimes, though, what about when the chips are down? What about when the burdens become too much for the man? Are you willing to let go of your finance? Sometimes contribute, make contributions here and there so that the family will move forward. Not you saying it's my money, it's my personal money, I'm a woman, you have to take care of me. Are you willing to let go of your money at some stages of marriage just to make sure the family is going? Or are you that person that will hold on to your money even if your child is dying and your husband doesn't have the money? You are there saying you are the man, you need to provide. You have to have these conversations with, are you willing to involve your finance? And again, you have to have this conversation. Am I willing to be a submissive wife? Don't believe everything social media tells you. If you're going to be somebody's wife tomorrow, you are going to be submissive. You are required to be submissive. If you're going to be doing marriage in the God kind of way, submission is in the equation. You can't take that away. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. Don't let anybody deceive you. You're going to be loyal to your husband on some things. Yes, respect is mutual, but you see that submission, you are going to bring it on. So have that conversation. Am I even ready to be loyal, to be submissive to any man? So by the time you ask yourself all these questions and more, and your answer is yes, I am willing to make efforts here and there. It doesn't require a yes answer because nothing is ever perfect. No marriage is perfect. But your willingness is all it takes. And then again, ask yourself, am I going to be teachable? Because you see, marriage will reveal some parts of you that you don't even know existed. You think you're a patient person? Wait until you get into marriage. Wait until you start having kids. You think you're a kind person? Wait until you start having kids. Wait until you get married. So there are some part of it that you don't even know now that marriage will reveal. And not that time now when your spouse start making complaints, you're like, please, this is how I am. You met me like this. No. You should tell yourself now, ask yourself, am I willing to be teachable? To make sure I have that beautiful home that I'm dreaming of. Time will not permit me to discuss more of it. But if you're a mother and a wife and you're watching this video right now, please, if there are other conversations you feel that a single lady should ask or should have with herself before getting married or having children, please drop in the comment section so that our single sisters will learn. Okay? And if you have watched with me up until this time, I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I need all the support I can get. Okay? Until I come your way next time, don't forget I am rooting for you and bye-bye for now.